Hey you guys, welcome in to Divine Golden Intuitions and Divine Golden Master Elevates. We're going to be doing a general message for the full moon, alright? And you're here with Alex live. Okay. Alright, so let me get the decks ready. I'm putting my crystals up. Happy full moon, you guys. We're going to get some general messages, and then we also will do I want to do some card pulls for y'all for the full moon. Any donation, hey. Alright, so let me start with the Atlantis deck. Alright, Spirit, give me clear and concise messages for the overall collective. And we're going to do a mini message and then come back, y'all, okay? And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, add me on Instagram so you can see the lives when I do them. Alright, Spirit, give me clear and concise messages for the overall collective. What do they need to know right now with this full moon, this Jupiter energy? Somebody also could be having some type of heart chakra awakening, or I heard heart chakra alignment moments. I've never even heard nothing like that, but like what I'm picking up on is what Spirit could be meaning is you could be very in alignment with things that really speak to your heart and your soul at this time. Alright, some things that may have not made sense to you, it's starting to make sense. Things that maybe, also too, I heard like realignment. So for a lot of you guys, you're letting go of things that really don't align with who you are today. You could have been holding on to some type of belief systems, ways of doing things, ways of being that you're letting go of. It's a fly in here. I don't even know where it came from. So y'all definitely have some monitoring spirits around y'all. But the haters been out. We know how the Gemini season get. They can't hide the demons in Gemini season. Yeah, things are balancing out for you because you're learning to trust your intuition. Alright, a lot of you guys too, you could have balanced your chakras here. Maybe I seen this post earlier too that was speaking about anxiety being a form of spiritual awakening, and it is, right? It is a side of spiritual awakening because you're becoming more aware of things. All right. Now we know we are doing a miracle healing candle for the group ritual tonight. And look at that image. So this is the image we were speaking about. We know Da Vinci used this image, right? But it is also a very healing image that you can use even if you don't join the group ritual, or even if you don't get a miracle healing candle yourself. Printing out that image and putting it around you in your frequency, even just studying it, looking into it, will be very beneficial. We got blue and purple here. A lot of you guys can have blue and purple in your aura. And this is a sign of blue being, both of them being openness to spirit, but your blue is like, I'm getting like clairsentient. So somebody could be feeling spirit, like spirit could be touching you, or you feeling certain things, and you're like, am I tripping? What was that? What was that? You seeing things in the corner of your eye? But purple here too is representing like this illumination of insight, right? Intuition of visions, things like that. All right, let's look at it. We got Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Raziel. And I'm loving this full moon energy. It's so beautiful. It had me up, kept waking up last night. I was like, yes, I'm here for it. All right, where's Gabriel at? Y'all, it's so hot in Georgia. Oh my goodness. I'm right in front of the fan. Divine messenger. Alright, a lot of you guys have a message that you're meant to share with the world. And a lot of you guys like, how, where, when? For a lot of you, this is just in day-to-day conversation when you speak to people. Even people that are around you, like family members, friends, associates, whatever. You brighten people's day, or even just make people ponder on things, make people think on things. Even people that you may get into conflict with, usually think back on the things that you said because it brings some type of enlightenment, right? You could be a, what do they call it? Whistleblower? Balance. Gabriel wants you to know you have been too busy and wishes you to become more earth, more grounded, right? To take stock of past actions that have resulted in your life process becoming out of equilibrium. Whenever your yin and yang dualistic force moves out of balance, our energy drops. Now, we know we went through Gemini season, right? A lot of you guys could have noticed throughout Gemini season, what is keeping me out of balance? What is keeping me in balance? And now you're very aware of that. Because I feel like you guys have, everybody's on different timelines though. So you could be becoming aware of it. Wherever you're at, put it where it fits. Keep in mind, take what resonates and leave what does not. But yeah, a lot of you guys, you're noticing, okay, I can't do this or I can't do that. And it's this, at first it could have been things where you could have just stopped talking to people or stopped doing things, or this could look like somebody just stopped smoking cigarettes one day and it's like cold turkey. Everybody's like, dang, how did you stop smoking cigarettes? I just felt like I had to stop. And that's like something that somebody, this could be experiencing. But it doesn't have to be cigarettes. It can be anything. This could even be, like, for me, I've been having this supercharge to really eat healthier, like, and I've really been on myself about it, and it's just almost like it's not even a discussion in my head anymore. It's like, why would you sit there and eat that? You know you're trying to go for this goal. Why would you sit there and snack at this time when you know, like, it's not even a confusion. So for a lot of you guys, it's not even a confusion anymore. You've come to the realization through Gemini season, right? A lot of you guys went within. Gabriel asked you to create harmony by yielding to meditation and stillness. And we spoke about this in the last reading, I think, or one of the last readings, about getting still to find answers, to find peace, to find resolution. And then I did a mushroom trip, and I really gained a lot of intuitive insight. And one of the main things that my spirit guides was telling me was, it's not so much about what you do, but who you are being. Just be what it is. Just be it. All of that, what you're doing, a lot of times is a distraction. Just be the energy. Just embody it, because you're everything, right? And it was just super deep, but it's like the simplistic form of it is the essence. It's not about what you're doing, it's about being. Period. Okay? Gaze at the wonderfully integrated intelligence of Leonardo da Vinci. We just were speaking about that, of his art. And you will feel, that is crazy that this card is coming out and we're doing the ritual tonight. It's so crazy because this is the exact image that we were just speaking about in the live. I did a live. I don't know if y'all checked it out, but check out the live where I show you guys the miracle healing candle. And I show you how it referenced to Da Vinci's artwork. But before Da Vinci is what I want y'all to do the research on, right? Where did this come from before Da Vinci? Then the archangels is using it. It's a major image. And I used to tell, like, when I first started using it, I think the first time I ever used this candle may have been 3.5 years ago or something. And I was like, I don't know. Usually when I go to the candle store, I just pick things up when I'm guided to. And I don't know what guided me to it. But when I picked it up the first time, I was like, yeah, I'm about to try this. And I was telling people, I don't know what it's doing, but I know that it's working. And what it says on the candle is that it helps you to literally be in this energy right here, what we just spoke about. Being. Not so much of what are you doing, but being. All of the parasitical influences, all the archons that's trying to influence you to do other things, all that kind of dissipates. And you get very centered in who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. And not so much of what you were distracting yourself with, right? It really breaks that barrier between your conscious and subconscious mind. Because a lot of times our conscious mind, 313 could be significant. And I have a story time about that. But anyway, a lot of time our conscious mind will try to, or our subconscious mind will try to distract our conscious mind by making us think that we're doing something or this, that, and the third, when it's like, no, just be, embody, right? Be the energy you desire to seek. And however that looks like for you, right? Especially if it's abundance, then you need to just sit in the existence of knowing that you already are that, right? So yeah, even if you're not a part of the group ritual, even if you are, print out the image if you can. Connect with the image. Even if you can't, one thing I like to do is put certain imagery or like even if I do like manifestation board in my phone, I'll put it on my screensaver so that way every time I go look at my phone, I'm seeing the image. So for some of you guys too, screenshot the image, right? Look at it. Also see what you pick up on. What do you see? What does it mean to you, and not like by looking it up or none of that. Just look at it and see, what do you feel, right? Yeah, but I don't like that saying fake it till you make it, because you're not faking it. How could you fake anything that you are? You are everything. We are everything, right? Even the things that we think that we are not. We are everything, because the universe is one. We project. So anything that you're seeing in your projection is something that's meant for you, because it's your projection. You know? Because nothing is fake. Like, what it, I think Jenny Aiko said that in one of her songs, like, even the things that we joke about. That's why I don't take people that joke about stupid stuff lightly. Like, you're not about to joke with me and insult people that want to insult and joke. We're not about to play that game, because nothing is a joke. Everything is real, right? Because once it's a creation, it's a creation. Just like a lot of people like to say, oh, the Lilith story is not real. Once it's a creation, it's a creation. Once it's a thought form, it's created, right? In some reality, in some realm. And then what do we have? Gaze at the wonderfully integrated intelligence of Leonardo da Vinci's art, and you will feel an altogether different state emerging. Then Mane Padme Hum, chanted 3 times, and if you Google it, it'll come up, will rebalance your process, as this mantra opens compassion, yielding in our hearts. And you know what? I'm going to type it into the description on YouTube, and I'll put it in, if I post it on Instagram, I'll put it in the caption so you guys can chant that tonight if you want to. Now we got Razio, right? Overall energy on the bottom of the deck. Intuition. A lot of you guys, Spirit wants you to get centered, because that is the moment that you are able to hear. All the answers all the questions are answered in your centeredness, right? A lot of times that's another reality where it's like we want the answers, we're looking, we're seeking, we're searching, but sometimes we just have to search within. Because again, even though it's so far-fetched for our conscious mental to really assume this, but we have knowledge of all, because we are all. So a lot of times when we learn new things and we're able to just remember it and it sticks, that's because that's something that we connected with in a past life, and it's something that we are having remembrance of. Okay? So what we got right here? Intuition. The divine mysteries. Intuition. The oracle wishes you to turn inwards to your intuition. So a lot of you guys too, solitude could be significant at this time, right? Reassessing the communities that you are frequenting. The oracle wishes you to turn inwards to your intuition, to the natural laws of your soul, which will guide you through the pulsations of eternal love. Trust this inner wisdom, oh dear one, as it is the abundance of your spirit that speaks to you. Listen carefully to these inner murmurings, for when we are called to a teaching, a guide, a vision, a book, a piece of music, or natural landscape, it means that there is something powerful that will be communicated to us. That's crazy, because that's kind of what we've been speaking about the whole reading. Like, from me going saying, I went to the Kindle store and I just pick up what I need, right? Like, that's why I recommend that to a lot of you guys, because your intuition knows. And not trusting our gut and trusting our brain, our conscious mind over that, sometimes can get us in trouble. Me personally, I had to learn to trust the conscious mind, because I'm just a feeler. Like, and sometimes it's like, it always works out, but it's like, I don't know the other way. You know, a lot of us that are not logical, we don't know the other way. So if you are logical, Spirit is saying to pull yourself more inward to hear, and not just think about what the logic has told you. Now, if you are a feeler as well, sometimes we also are ashamed of our feelings and don't want to trust our gut feelings because of the defamation of character we may have experienced, because of the demonizing we may have experienced, because of the different ridicule that we've experienced. And Spirit is saying it's time to shake all of that off. right? Yes, I love this deck. It's time to shake all of that off and really tap into who we are on a soul level. And this goes deep to, remember what I said always, whatever's going on personally always is going on collectively, right? So this is deep. Patriarchal, their ego, they sticking their egos out and they swing. But it's also a time for us to stand on our feminine power and not be moved and shaken up and emotionally manipulated and harvested by patriarchal masculine energy. And it's not just men. A lot of feminine have their masculine energy popping out, right? Where it's like, also watch yours when it does. Fall back into your softness. Fall back into your feminine. Fall back into creation. What are you creating? What projects are you working on? What artistic endeavors are you looking into? I like to just go in Hobby Lobby and get inspired. Some of you guys may need to do that, because look what's after that. Ecstasy. Can I say it? Ecstasy. Ooh, and gratitude. Ecstasy, freedom, and gratitude. That's what's on the other side. When you trust your inner energy, inner intuition, we spoke about that anxiety being a sign of spiritual awakening. You're ascending, right? Your consciousness is going higher. Pay attention to the signs. All right, let's see. We're going to close it out with some... Ooh, there's just not right down there. Clarifying life situations. Ooh, spirit. Okay. I heard that. That was a message. Needed that. All right. Spirit, clarify these messages for the overall collective. Spirit to the highest line. You think I'm going to close and shut that door. On the men, be compassionate and kind to yourself as you heal your heart. A lot of you guys need to give yourself credit too and pat yourself on the back for where you've been and how far you have came. If y'all have not seen that movie Straw, I'm not gonna mess it up for y'all, but all I'm gonna say is psychosis is real. All right, and a lot of people waking up from psychosis. All right, and if you're one of those people that's waking up from a psychosis, it's time to get in alignment with who you truly are, right? Because pain brings purpose. The things that we experience bring purpose. We just have to shift our mindset, right? Getting better. Growth is a journey, not a destination. Welcome improvements, one step at a time. And growth is not easy. All right, so a lot of you guys too, this is why Spirit is saying to take that time and go inward. Don't push yourself too much. Make sure you're resting. Make sure you're recharging, taking your spiritual baths, nurturing yourself. Are you nurturing your divine feminine within, that inner child? Okay, fresh ideas. Stay open-minded. Okay, a lot of things that we experience too bring us to new solutions. Okay, stay open-minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solution. Worthy goal. Yeah, a lot of you guys will be meeting your goals. I think both. So I believe that, well, let me say the question so everybody on the rewatch can see. So somebody asked in the comments, do you think psychosis is self-done or sent from others? I believe that we live in I believe in the all is mind. We live in a mental universe. The universe is conscious. So every relationship that we have created throughout our lives builds a core to that consciousness. Now, everything is being influenced, right? We're all being influenced by everybody constantly, whether we want to or not, because whether we're living with someone, we're not living in no desolate land. Even like I could pick up on people in the home next to me and things like that, right? And energies before me and after me that were in this area. So I feel like, yes, it can be sent from others, but at the same time, most people don't even realize what they're doing, and we got to come out a victim because it's like it is us as well, right? Everything that we're experiencing is us on some type of frequency, and a lot of times people really hate to really swallow that statement, but it really is. And even when you experience certain things, it's like if you only knew when you signed that soul contract or when you agreed to incarnate into this life, because we could have incarnated anywhere. We could have went to any star system, any planet. This realm is it's so many different other realms. We came here for a reason. So it's like always finding that reason, that purpose is what keeps us. Because what's the difference between me and a bum on the street or me and a millionaire? Nothing. Nothing is the difference. But the mindset, right? And also too, whatever the desires are of the person. But I said that to say, it could be a homeless person with full peace. They living their best life. But it's all about the desires of who, whatever. Because I feel like I'm talking too much of that statement. But yes. But I feel like in the end, it's like, ultimately, we have control. Like, who's stronger than you, right? Who's really stronger than you in your reality? This is your reality. That's what I always tell myself. Like, this is my reality. Like, there's nothing stronger than me. And one thing about magic and people that really want to get into magic, like, I know it's not everybody's thing. They don't want to manifest. They kind of just want to, have a peaceful life or whatever the case may be. But if you came here to evolve and through magic and things like that and the occult, one thing that's going to keep you separate from others is your discipline and your consistency, your persistence. Because a lot of people give up. People give up on things so bad. It's like, anybody sending me anything, they going to give up before I do. That's how I feel about it. Because I ain't giving it. We got slow climb. You are getting there one steady step at a time with a little bit of effort, worth, and then even like this coming out. Even if we got to take slow steps, we not stopping. We may slow down, but we not stopping. Why? Because it's worth the effort here. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, knowing your dedication will lead to rewarding discoveries. Period. Somebody could be about to go to the beach as well. Orlando could be significant. Somebody could be a Libra. Yeah, a lot of balance here. Things are balancing out for you. All right? We got scales of balance. Seek equilibrium in love and career. Harmonizing your inner scales to weigh decisions with both heart and mind. And a lot of you guys, like I said, some of y'all, and speaking of myself as well, some of us could have been too far in our feelings and we didn't put the logic, right? And some of us could have been too far in our logic and not putting our feelings and our gut feelings, things like that into it. And some of us could have been thinking our anxiety was our gut, and it wasn't, right? So now here's Harmony's call. The balance is here. Embrace equality and pursue justice, harmonizing the energies to manifest a balanced and just outcome. And I was watching a spiritual perspective by the Queen Po on the Straw movie, and I really love her perspective because that's where we got to be at as a collective. We have to not so much point our fingers and villainize others, but more so see how can I may not agree with somebody's choice, but how can I see them where they're at, right? Because it's all about being seen. Everybody just wants to be seen. Everybody just wants to feel loved and appreciated, right? So it's like, how can I see others where they're at? Now, does that mean I agree with everything they do? No. Does that mean that just because they do this and they do that, doesn't matter? Can I see them for the human being that they are, the conscious collective, being a part of the conscious collective that we are a part of as well, right? And a lot of times too, when people are trying to come in your life and be this bully or pose as this whatever, when you could see them in love and see them where they're at. Now, I didn't say say nothing to them or do nothing to them and, respond. But I said when you could see them in love, right? A lot of times when you see people in love, you don't react because it's not going to cause nothing but another traumatic response. And if you do respond, you respond with grace, gentleness. And then that allows that person to really sit like, wow, okay, I can't argue by myself. I can't be rude. I can't do these things by myself. And this person's obviously not bothered. Either they're going to find a new victim or they're going to start to look within. And eventually they're going to have to look within regardless, because when they cross over and they have to talk to them ancestors and their angels and their spirit guides and they got to speak, it's going to be like, okay, well, what was you doing? What was you doing? Yeah, you going back. And a lot of people don't know too. A lot of people reincarnate special, like have special needs, because in the past life they were doing a lot of fucked up shit. A lot of people don't know that, but that's true. One of my mentors told me that, and I heard it from a couple other sources and books and things like that. And it's really true, because a lot of people are like, why would God do that? It's meaning in everything. And I bet they won't be in that same dumbass energy again when they come back in their life having to have other issues. Because it's like everything means something, you know? And not in a way of like, oh my God, let me look this up, but like, no. It's to know that purpose. Everything has purpose. So there's no reason to complain or be mad about the things that we experience. It's more so about, how can I transmute this? How can I turn this into my power? Because this is a part of my story. Exactly. So, like I'm saying, with that, if you give it no response and you utilize your necessary ways of healing and modalities and things like that, because that plays a part in it too. Are you taking our spiritual baths? Am I doing my egg cleanses? Am I doing my smoke cleanses? Am I cleansing my environment? Am I staying up on that? Even the small things, like making sure my kitchen is clean every night, because if my kitchen ain't clean, you really feeding entities, dirty, low vibrational entities, things like that. Like the small basics of things. Am I doing all those things? And if I have to do spiritual workings, protection, we should already be doing those. It shouldn't affect you. And if it's affecting you, then it's like, okay, well, it's something that needs to be more worked on more. Because some things take time, especially in the spiritual realm. And also calling on different deities to intercede, spirit guides, and calling. Sometimes you gotta call things into existence. Sometimes we just be asking for stuff, and the most results I get from my ancestors, spirit guides, and deities is when I get real aggressive and I demand it and I command it, because, like we said, this is your reality. And two, anybody doing that shit, I'm telling you, they either go, their life is not gonna be good, their kids' life is not gonna be good, or they're gonna reincarnate and they're gonna have a lot of issues. And it's just like anything, we can't give people so much power either. Like, it's just like notice it for what it is, and then come out your body. Like, come into your astral body when you experience certain things. Now that gains power, it takes time, but go into your astral body when your physical body is being attacked. And that's a pro tip. And start working on yourself, doing different healing modalities from your astral body on your physical body. And then we also know what archangels, calling on different energies for different things. You never know who will show up for you. And sometimes too, some of my clients, even myself, calling on the spirits that are willing to help me with the situation. Handle that shit for me, and I'll do this. You know, making agreements in different pacts with different spirits, taking the time to build those relationships, right? Especially depending on what spiritual practices, you know, us spiritual people be the most attacked a lot of time, which is why we know different spiritual practices. Harbor of peace. A lot of y'all could be going to some water. Yes. Harbor of peace. Find serene refuge in the peaceful, and that's another thing too. Before I read this, going, like right before you go to sleep, going into your astral body, if you're feeling, especially like emotional pain a lot comes at nighttime, go and work it, pluck it out, and envision yourself in your astral body, pulling it out. You're doing Reiki and stuff, right? Even I like to sleep with tourmaline and selenite and clear quartz when I'm being, especially like sometimes then now you in your astral body, now they trying to come and jump in your body while you in your astral body, so now you gotta do some extra stuff. You know, you just gotta stay ready, and then whatever they got, you know, you gonna figure it out, you gonna combat it. Especially when we got so much AI and so much knowledge out there, it's like we got a way. Okay, somebody could also be about to get on a boat. Harbor of peace. Find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbor, allowing tranquility to still your waters, period. Serene haven. Embrace tranquility as your refuge, where serenity blossoms and peace enfolds your being. I love that. And it's also this energy too where, you know, somebody who just learns how to ride the wave of life, like, because we got to ride the current right here, ride the wave. The path is always going to be cleared. Because one thing about it, two things for sure, 333 can be significant. There are spirits existing. There are spirits that walk with us, and there are spirits that are existing around us that we could call on, we can communicate with, even spirits within environments that we frequent that we can call on. And as long as we're not afraid, we're not fear-mongered out of that, we can call those energies to work for us, right? And what will be respectable of us for them? Pouring out a simple cup of libations, water, right? Depending on if you work with a specific spirit and you know what they like, go get it. Now, don't overdo it. Try to, you don't want to be drained from those spirit, but a libation, and maybe they like rum, or maybe a lot of my spirits like the vodka, Smirnoff, different things. And Smirnoff is one too that's been used by the ancestors, and for numerous times, like so many big mamas and older women I know, they use that to make their tinctures and things like that. So that is also a really, really good really good liquor to work with, especially when you're looking for supportive spirits, because all the people that be trying to come with low nature, you don't deserve none of that shit. And when people try to come to you like that, that's all because you have to, number one, realize that you don't deserve it. You shouldn't be experiencing it. Call your power back and call them goons out on their ass. Alright, we're going to close with a mermaid message. And then we're going to come back and do some public. Yes, but with the cigars, I don't like to tell people the cigar one, because a lot of times, sometimes spirits could drain you, you know? You don't want to do too much. So I say start with just a small libation. Now, if they show up, then you get them cigars. But it's like a relationship. Like, we ain't finna overdo it. We ain't finna overdo nothing. You gotta show me something. Show me some results. And then we go ahead and get you some cigars or, some lottery tickets. But until I ain't getting no lottery ticket. I'm not spending no money on no stuff that I already don't have. I'm gonna get some water, because I can get that from the faucet and bless it. Or if I already have some liquor in the house, I get that. But I'm not going out and buying you nothing unless you show up. Because then what happens to the spirits that you're giving those same offerings to? I just think about it like people. Alright, hold on. Let me see, spirit. Give me clear and concise messages. Let's clarify this message. Because you just don't want to be drained by no spirit, Because they will if they get the chance to. Ooh. I keep hearing that song by SZA, Drive. I'm trying to get my name right. Some of you may need to do, well, I don't want to recommend that. But driving could be calming for some of you guys. Safety first though. What mermaid messages do we have? We got 2. Oh, no, 1. Low tide. At low tide, we the mermaids send gifts along the shore for you to understand the essence of your very being. When the water recedes, we can reveal what was once hidden. Look, the signs are all around you. And I can't remember. Is the full moon low tide, new moon high tide? I think that's what it is. So if that's what it is, my nose itching. It's definitely spirit present. When your nose is itching, some of y'all nose could be itching, eyes twitching. Y'all spirits is already present. But I think low tide is full moon, so that's significant. All right. Let's get one more. Or it could, if it is a new moon, it could be a cycle that's being closed out. All right. Miracles. Magic is everywhere. You are drawing so much to you at this time. We the mermaids are sending you a miracle that will transform a situation within your life. Prepare for uplifting moments and surprise after wonderful surprise. Period. I love that. Spirit said pull one more. And they got high tide right here. Okay, so whether it's low tide or high tide, they both here. There's an uprising of energy within you at present. We the mermaids know something profound is about to occur. Feel the exhilaration of anticipation and get ready for a celebration. Period. Let me get one more, Spirit. I said one. What we got? Pirate Queen and Child of the Sea. We the mermaids love the rebellious, the freedom seekers who live their own lives. And that's you guys. Like I said, a lot of you guys could be whistleblowers. That's why people don't like y'all, because y'all be telling too much truth. Oh well, they can build a bridge and get over it. The Pirate Queen is with you, urging you to find your own way and an unconventional way to reach your destination. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Like a lot of y'all, a lot of the things that you receive as pain and is building your purpose, right? Because a lot of you guys are creating blueprints. A lot of people, like me specifically, a lot of women in my family live their life a certain type of way. They submit to the patriarchal way of the man. Not me. Nope. I believe in being worshipped as the divine feminine. Okay, so a lot of you guys, that could be significant. Or you could even just be shifting a lot of things, whether it's in your career field, whether it's in just your outer environment, whether it's generational, like I was just speaking about. Whatever it is, you're doing something that a lot of people gonna have a problem with. So you're gonna face battles. But guess what? Who's stronger than you? And realizing that too, a lot of people that are doing these things are in lower nature. They're in lower vibrations. They can only satisfy on lower, they can only survive on lower vibration. So it's just like, eventually they're going to have to dissipate because you're on a higher vibe. You're on a higher vibration. Period. Child of the Sea. We the mermaids feel the pain you hold so deep inside. We see the scars. We know you feel alone. But you, beloved, are a child of the sea, as are we. Have faith. Your heart is healing. And this is also, I think I told you about this. I did this meditation, not even a meditation. I just closed my eyes to see what I was feeling. And because I was feeling the overwhelmingness of emotions, right? And if you feel a lot of overwhelming emotions, I don't let that pass. Like when I feel it, I don't swallow it and just, no. I got to sit with it and see what's going on. So in a safe space, of course. If you can't, you're in public and it comes up, go to your car and sit with it, or go wait till you get home and then come back to that and sit with it and feel through it. All right, but sit with it and feel through it and see exactly where it lies, because a lot of times it could be a past life or a past incarnation that's emotions are arising that you got to face to be able to get to your new level. And a lot of people are like, well, what does that have to do with this? Like, time is fluid. It does not exist. It only exists in this 3D plane. But we know that time only exists in this 3D plane. But we just spoke about ancestors and spirit guides. We don't see them physical because they're beyond this plane. You have to be on that level, right? So just like even just seeing elementals. A lot of you guys, you are beyond this level. So tap into those higher levels to be able to get to your next level. Yes, I'm going to do some classes soon. I'm definitely thinking about offering one for Pombajura. And just, I don't know, but Spirit just been sitting me in stillness. And my baby birthday coming up, so I'm like, the cancer is about to be cancering. But I love you guys. Love yourself. I'm going to come back. I'm going to download this and post it on YouTube, and then we're going to come back and do some questions, and we're going to pick. I'm going to allow you guys to do whatever donation you feel guided to. It doesn't have to be much. And you could get a card pull from any deck. And I love to do this around the full moons and new moons because everybody deserves guidance. Just because you may not be able to book a reading or whatever, you still deserve to get guidance. Like, who's to say that, right? So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all support. And peace. See y'all in a minute.